chat with Glendora, a show for living right. A chat with Glendora makes your day so bright. Words of inspiration, jokes to make you smile. Come relax and chat with Glendora for a while.
There's a lot of filing that we do. Think folder 1 is a file. And then she makes sure that Glennie has a lunch put out. And that is very nutritious. Grapes, a tangerine, 6 peanut butter sandwiches on saltines. And there's other things. Oh yeah, a banana fruit drink, applesauce. And Glennie's trying to fast until noon because she eats too much, and that makes her bowel movements too large, and that causes trouble in the rectum. And then she leaves at 8 and goes home and does her homework all day long. She says she's taking 8 courses. I never heard of such a thing. I took 6. I thought that was a lot. 8? And then she has to write essays, and she studies for exams, and she got 92 on her exam. What was it about? Chemistry. Folks, what's the formula for water? H2O. What's the formula for an ice cube? H2O squared. Actually, it's H2O cubed. And then Glennie resumes with a bathroom routine and finishes the exercises, standing up, make sure the kitchen counters are dry and clean and no dirty dishes. And there were 4 errors on the kitchen counter. I was surprised. We wrote a letter to Marie saying Glendora is sorry, apologizes for cutting your shower curtain, and she has a check all ready for you to pay for a new one. Even though Glennie was right to do it, because you have to watch out for black mold, and if you leave that shower curtain in there to dry by itself, it never does. So I would cut a slit around the border of the shower curtain so I could hang the shower curtain and spread it out on the doorknob. To keep it dry, to keep out that black mold. Have you ever looked up and read about black mold? And I don't want Marie to get that. And she said, did you cut holes in my shower curtain? I said, yes. And then came days of slamming the doors, I guess getting even. She doesn't talk to me. I'll ask her questions directly, and she just doesn't answer. Well, so that's done. What is the solution to that? How did you used to handle it before Marie? Well, I would handle it by not having a shower curtain to stay wet and cause black mold. I would just leave no shower curtain and do the shower, and then when the water spilled out a little bit on the floor, then I would turn on the heater and the whole bathroom would be wonderfully crispy dry within an hour. But then I started getting these light bills that went over $300, so I don't use that heater in the bathroom anymore. $300? One month it was $500 with how it piled up. Thank you, David King. In his persistence and in his good work and in his faithful service, he called Bob Levitt, and Bob Levitt finally answered, and David asked Bob Levitt to come in and sign the papers for the renewal of a chat with Glendora in Danbury, Bethel, and Ridgefield, Connecticut. That's one of the big problems off the mine. Another one is to find a sponsor in Norwalk, Connecticut, Fairfield County, very wealthy Fairfield County, suburb of Manhattan, suburb of New York. Commuter. How will you do that? Well, I will have to ask Mitch, the public access coordinator, for a list of public access producers. And I will have to ask one of them if they will be kind enough to sponsor it. Work on it a little bit each day. Over and over and over again. That is a success. Work on it 15 minutes a day. And I think we're okay in down where the Connecticut University is. And I can't get a hold of Winstead. So, what other problems are there? None, I guess. Oh, Gary Black, have you sent the information to Grady Hearn how to be an administrator of a Dropbox system the way George Durnford, before he died, sent you the information how to administer a Dropbox? Ronnie Hurst sent you 3, 4, 5 programs, folks, of spiritual music done Western style. Oh, yeah, I bet you're going to look forward to those. So thank you, David King, for straightening out the program in Connecticut. And all of that's happened before 8 a.m. We have a grand crew on this enterprise, the Glendora TV show Enterprise. A chat with Glendora. And it goes so far. It goes to Portland, Oregon, Chicago, Connecticut, Buffalo, New York, Troy, New York, and then all of the volunteers that you know, the Wheels on Meals people, Glendora, that's Meals on Wheels. Why do you keep saying Wheels on Meals? Well, the 7-year-old ran into the house and said, Grandma, I dropped my lunch bag on the driveway and Dad backed the car over it. And Grandma said, that's Wheels on Meals. Do you know about the man going down the street with a darling Cocker Spaniel puppy in his arms? And he meets his friend and he says to his friend, what do you think of this Cocker Spaniel puppy I got for my wife? And his friend said, that's not a bad trade. And that got told wrong in the newspaper. It said that I bought for my wife. No, that's full of the whole joke. I got for my wife. Joke telling is really very precise art. Because it's touch and go whether somebody's going to laugh or not. And everything has to be perfect. Victoria Watson said this morning, a hymn keeps going through my mind and I don't know the words. And I don't know all the tune. What was it? And I began to sing it or hum it and hum it all the way through, and before I got to the end I recognized it. Do you? Hark the herald angels sing. Then I tried to sing the words. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Then I couldn't remember it. So I dialed Wayne Collins over in Pittsfield, and I told him just what I told you. And he said right away, it's Hark the Herald Angels Sing. And he sang the whole thing and he never missed a word. He's my encyclopedia. Wayne Collins is an encyclopedia. We have Britannica, we have Compton's, we have the World Book Encyclopedia, and we have Wayne Collins. Hey folks, here's your cheerful friend, Wayne Collins, and he's full of goodwill for you this morning. Hi, Wayne.
Hi, Glendora.
Let's see now. Jokes. Let's try some jokes to cheer up the folks.
Yes.
Can you cue me in on one?
Yes, Paul doesn't look a day over 50.
Well, that's because he's 35.
Helen is shy about her age.
Yes, about 27 years shy.
Know when you are getting old, Dr. Pepper?
Yes. You know when you're getting old and you can remember when Dr. Pepper was an intern.
Hometown, lowest death rate.
Nobody wants to be caught dead in my hometown. Why is that, Wayne? Do you know?
No.
I can tell you if you don't know, dear. No, the joke is,
your hometown has the lowest death rate.
Yeah, why does his hometown have the lowest death rate?
Because nobody wants to get caught dead there.
That's right. And the last one for today?
New fire truck.
Oh, they got a new fire truck. Well, what are they going to do with the old one? They're going to use it for false alarms. Wayne, you were looking at some interesting words. What was the word a priori?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A priori. From cause to effect, from a generalization to particular instances, deductive or deductively, based on theory instead of experience or experiment.
Yes, isn't that a nice word? A priori. A-P-R-I-O-R-I.
That is correct.
That's nice. You have a new Bible passage, you told me.
Yes, I have. This one's from the book of Matthew, the very last verse in that chapter 5, verse 48. Be thee therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
Oh, boy, that's beautiful. Say it again.
Yes, the passage is, be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. Matthew 5:48.
I would like to be that, Wayne, you know it?
Yes.
Yeah, be perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the way Jesus would see you.
Yes. Let's see. Perfect submission, all is at rest. I and my Savior are happy and blessed, watching and waiting, looking above, lost in His goodness, lost in His love. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. We're way up to page 100, aren't we, on Christian Healer?
Well, let's see, I think we've gone past page 100, if I'm not mistaken.
That's
Actually,
amazing.
we're up to page 102.
I can remember starting that just a few days ago, Wayne.
Yes, well, we've read quite a few pages each day.
Yeah. It's the biography, folks, of Mary Baker Eddy. And we're in the years of 1872 or 3, going up to 4 or 5. And what was that enormous amount she charged for the tuition at the school of, what was it called? The school of...
The metaphysical
Yeah, the Metaphysical College.
knowledge, yes.
Wasn't she charging something like $6,000 a
Well,
course?
that would be, it was like half a year's pay back then. And I think it was like $600 a year, which would have been a large sum of money back then.
Oh, it was 600. It wasn't 6,000, huh?
No, they wouldn't have made $12,000 a year back then. Let's see if I can quickly locate that page for you.
It's very, very interesting, and it accounts many of the healings that she did. And it was soon after that that she stopped giving her time to healing, because she had to revise Science and Health. And then she had to do the foundations of the church. You know, she established a church buildings and church congregations. Did you find it, Wayne?
No, I haven't found it, but the reason she was charging so much was because she wanted people who were genuinely interested and not just casually curious.
Yes, yes.
She did give, if they couldn't afford it and she felt that they were really sincere, she would give them a break on it.
Yes, yes. Yes. Okay. Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon with some more good cheer. Bye-bye, Wayne.
Bye, Glendora.
We have an incident here about a shower curtain that has to be remedied. Dawn at the trust, the New York State ARC, says that Glendora doesn't have to do anything until April 6th, when she sends in $1,500 for her spend down, her Medicaid spend down. The spend down is the amount of money that comes to Glendora per month minus the $880 maximum that Medicaid will allow a person to have. And still get Medicaid. So the money comes down from heaven, thank you, Franklin, on the 3rd, and it's banked, and then the check goes out. Then there was a question about having a credit card instead of a debit card. But Glendora's banker says that a debit card acts as a credit card, and there's the same thing, and she doesn't need a credit card and a debit card. And then we have to send the accounting on the bank card, and that's where the trust gets its proof that the bills have been paid. The living bills and the medical bills, rent, food, electric, telephone. And the trust receives $120 for administering it every month. And it received a $300 initial payment fee. Well, folks, it's now Thursday, the 25th. 3 months ago was Christmas, and we've been 1/3 around the earth. And here we are trying to catch up with you on the log and it just moves so fast I can't seem to do it. 10 minutes ago, a half an hour conference, three-way, with Gloria and the social worker, Sarah. Gloria is an amazing advocate, the way she takes her time, her energy, and her life to stand up for those who seek care from the county for home care and medical bills. And this conference was that Glendora got such a low rating, meaning she was so able, that the county will pay for only 8 hours of home care a week. So Gloria, it was Gloria's idea, not Glendora's, to ask again for another reassessment, and that's where they are now. The amazing thing, folks, is the poor agencies trying to help the elderly are so deficit in helping the blind. They can't come up with much help for the blind. What the blind need is somebody nearby to help them walk and to read to them. And of course they need the cooking help. They can't do any cooking. And they need the house care, keeping the house clean. And both Gloria and the social worker, Sarah, bemoaned that. They're appalled that they can't find any helpers for that. Then they have these agencies that charge $29 an hour to help the elderly when Glendora can get people to help anywhere from $10 an hour to $16 an hour. Dear Victoria, too, was here this morning and did so much. She did a washing, and she did some perk up in the bathroom, putting bleach in the sink in the toilet, and tidying up, and got out Glendora's lunch. Glendora said, "No breakfast, you're feeding me so well that the bowel movements are too large and cause problems." Well, the senior citizen was asked, "How are you today?" And she says, "Okay, except for the twinges in the hinges." Very, very good news from yesterday. Victoria, too, is going to come every morning at 7 o'clock, 7 to 8 o'clock, and get the day started. That's very good news. Very, 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 very good news.
10 o'clock a.m.
Hi there, little birdie. At 10 o'clock? We saw a really red cardinal out the window today when we were feeding the birdies. That Channel 6, CBS News, 6:30 p.m. news, has approved the 8 new commercials. They're all approved. They're already in the can waiting to be played the first week of every month for the rest of this year. At the end of the campaign, the vegan commercials to help the animals. Oh, that was good. And we still have the flavor of the McCormick ripoff by lawyers, surrogate court, and banks of the $26 million her husband left her and she's never seen over a period of 25 to 30 years. So she's getting the opportunity to tell her story. That just happens continuously. The banks, the judges, and the lawyers. Okay. What are you reading in Mary Baker Eddy? Reading her healings around the year 1870. 72, 3, 4, 5 in there. And she was charging something like $6,000 tuition to go to her metaphysical college and to learn the art of spiritual, to learn the grace of spiritual healing. And she's just about to decide to go into quietness where she can revise again science and health. And then, of course, she had the founding of the church and the structure of the church and the building of the church, the Christian Science Church. So that's just about where we now in reading spiritual or Christian healer. Anything else? Man said, "Father, is it a sin for me to play golf on Sunday?" And the priest said, "Son, I have seen you play golf, and it's a sin for you to play golf any day of the week. Every day of the week is a blessing when you go vegan." In August, Glendora ends 50 years of public access television. A half a century. 13,000 shows, 75 TV stations, Boston to San Diego, the world's longest running public access TV show. It always has a happy ending. Everybody's glad when it's over. Hi there, everybody. A woman said, "I have the most delicious recipe for casserole. I simply mention it." And my husband says, "Eat out." Now remember, when you eat out, to order vegan. Move us ahead.